Welcome back to the Bike Channel here with Mongoose Shake, and I'm going to be going over what I think is one of the best deals I have ever seen on any quality bike. And that, of course, as you can see, me focusing in on the Univega logo here on the down tube. This is the Univega Roverflex 26. Now, this is one of the Mendham Cycles bikes. I picked this up for a friend who wanted me to look up and find a bike for under $200 that met his needs of just basically wanting to ride around mixed surfaces just for fitness. And he's kind of like me, just wanting to shed a bit of weight, and he just needed a bike that can ride around a small town on maybe some gravel roads, maybe some sidewalks, and pavement. And I stumbled into looking through Mendham Mike's website and found this. And this, I actually got it for under $150 once I applied a coupon and some discount codes and whatnot. So along with getting shipping, it's like this deal was insane. And the more I looked at it, I wanted to do a quick little video going over this bike. And the fact that, of course, it retails for about $500 or $550 depending on where you look. I think Mendham listed as $499 retail, but on Univega's website it retails as $549. So it is, you'd say, the low end of a bike shop level bike. And these are assembled at, I believe, the BCA plant. That's, a lot of things that are going through Kent cycles are assembled at the BCA plant in South Carolina. I almost said South America. No, they're assembled here in the United States, down there in South Carolina, as I steady my camera. And that was kind of one of the things that he wanted. I was trying to find him a quality used bike, like say a Trek or Cannondale that was American made. It was just one of his little stipulations. He'd like to support American made. And of course, anybody who's familiar with bikes, that is a hard thing to do and stay at $200 or less. So this absolutely fit the bill. It's not American made, but it's at least as close to it as we're going to get without forking over thousands for a custom frame. And going over this, I think this bike would suit a lot of people. Now, of course, the 26-inch size was a conscientious choice because they had 26-inch, they had 27.5, and they had 29ers. However, for him, he has a little bit smaller inseam than me, and there is no bike shop where he lives, but he does have the ability to go get, tubes at Walmart. This is not a tubeless setup, and those are very, very common there. So, and Walmart's doing better at stocking, 29ers and 27.5 even. But when you're in small town, USA here, where he lives, I went for the 26 for both the standover height and what he's familiar with, and the fact that ease of replacements for him. 26ers aren't dead. I'll do a whole different video. I actually think 26ers are still superior in some ways. Some, but I'll go into that later. But going over the bike a little closer, it is a dual disc brake setup. And yes, try to ignore the clutter of all the bikes in the background. I have to figure out a setup for when I record in here, because as it is now, I'm just kind of cramped into my garage with 5-degree temperatures outside. It does have a 1x8 drivetrain, as you can see here, a Microshift 26, same thing that comes on the Mongoose Grit. Actually, it's a 26C. The reason why I had the Grit's behind me right now, that's why I was thinking about that. And as you can look in there, this is actually a 8-speed cassette and replaceable derailleur hanger, which is important for longevity of the frame. Has a sealed bottom bracket. Has a non-branded, other than just a stamped-in logo of MS or NS. MS is right. MS on the cranks. So I don't know if that's a micro shift crank. I'm not familiar with that. But quick release wheels, quick release on the seat post clamp, a alloy seat post with a single bolt mount, and a Univega branded saddle. Has a short reach alloy stem, nice 1 1/8 inch threadless headset. I actually absolutely love the understated decals where it says assembled by American workers in South Carolina. My Nikon's struggling to zoom in. I always have cameras that struggle to zoom in. The Rover Flex 26, like the little USA right there on the logo on the down tube. But all in all, a very, very nice solid bike for the cost. I don't know that I would go for it at full retail, but considering that this is cheaper through Mendham Cycles, now I am not sponsored or endorsed in any way or even affiliated with Mendham Cycles. It was just a way to get my friend a very good deal on a bike to where he left me $200 to spend, and I'm actually going to be able to hand him back some cash. And he's going to have a very good bike for years to come for his type of riding. Bike paths, sidewalks, gravel or dirt roads, and this fits the bill perfectly. That's why I think this thing is literally the best deal I've ever seen in my life, in my lifetime, on a brand new name brand bicycle, because Univega is still a name brand in my eyes. They've reduced compared to what they were 30, 40 years ago, but they still are a name brand bike. And it's a solid bike. When you don't need a suspension fork because of what he's doing, it's basically kind of a small, little bit chunky and robust gravel bike. That's what he needs without the drop bars. And it has risers. Now, unfortunately, this is the one thing I probably would change even for him, would be to swap out these steel risers for alloy. But I'll leave that for him. But the Univega Rover Flex 26, they're sold out on Mendham right now, but I honestly think that was literally the best buy out of any bike I've seen in my lifetime. Just a quick video here, going over it, sharing some opinions. I've got it tuned up in the stand right now, and I'll be delivering it to him here as soon as our winter weather storm clears up. Where I live, right now we got ice and single-digit temperatures. So that's why I'm in here. But hope to do a lot more videos this year. This will be the first of many. Hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for hanging around.